I typically start every video with like a witty comment or something really funny because I'm a comedy queen, you know? But I'm just letting y'all know, today, 8 p.m. EST, we have a live stream. It is gonna be my first live stream doing a reading sprint. Tune in today, 8 p.m. EST. That's all I'm saying. Hello book reading friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Melanie and today we have a book review for an Own Voices Latinx novel, and I am talking about Historically Inaccurate by Shay Bravo. Like in my previous two book tour book reviews, I just have to say a huge thank you to Colored Pages for the opportunity. They're absolutely incredible and they're doing a great job at giving all of these Own Voices novels a platform, and that just makes me incredibly happy. So huge shout out to them for including me in the book tour, and also huge thank you to Wattpad Books for sending the eARC my way. If you have yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, you can do so down below. I am constantly uploading videos, around 2 or 3 a week, so you definitely don't want to miss that content. I am constantly doing book reviews, book recommendations. I have a diversity series, and I have an all-new podcast style series all centered around Gilmore Girls called Coffee and Takeout with Miklis Writes. You can also follow me on all of my social medias, which are always linked down below too. I have an Instagram, Twitter, Goodreads, and an Amazon wish list, so if you want to connect with me further than YouTube, you can find all of those as well. Historically Inaccurate is a YA contemporary novel following Soledad Sol Gutierrez after her mother has been deported. After her mom was deported, Sol completely lost her way. The order of the things she knew has been completely disrupted. Now she is trying to adjust to this new life without her mom by her side, living only with her dad, trying to find her way in this new college with new friends. And as she is trying to find her way, she decides to join a history club at her community college with the hopes of not only adding to her curriculum but also finding herself along the way. The catch here is that as a newbie, she has to go through initiation, and what she is tasked to do is go to the oldest house in the neighborhood, break in, and steal a fork. Now, she does so because she really wants to belong, but whilst she is trying to steal that fork and she has broken in, she is caught by the grandson of the owners of the house called Ethan, and that is where the story starts developing. And this is very much a coming of age story, a story about trying to find your place in the world and trying to find your calling despite all odds. Now, if you have ever gotten into Wattpad and you actually got some reading done in the platform, then you'll know exactly what I mean. But Wattpad has like a certain formula writing style that is very distinct to that platform. And again, this story flashed me back to those days of like Wattpad reads and Wattpad books. Seeing books and book to movie adaptations like After and The Kissing Booth, this very much fit that writing style and very much that style of romance and storyline and plot, which again flashed me back to them Wattpad days. Shay Bravo is a Mexican-born author, which I absolutely love. You guys know that I vow to make a platform a safe place for Own Voices novels and authors, and you can definitely see that Mexican culture reflected in the novel with Sol and her parents, and I absolutely love to see that because the way that the food was described, how it tasted, and how it was made. Another thing that I really enjoyed about the writing was that description of setting. Despite not knowing all of these places, they were so easy to picture, so easy to just feel the ambiance. Shay's writing mixed with her culture meshed in the best way possible to bring us a story about a girl who just wants to fit in, but she doesn't realize that that's not what she needs. Instead, she needs to learn to love herself and accept herself in regards to character development and plot progression. That was really well done. What a character wants is not necessarily what they need, and that was a very clear distinction that was made in this novel. Sol, as a main character, is someone who has grown up to be very defensive and very guarded. She doesn't want to be hurt. She doesn't want to go through any more pain, and you can see that reflected in a lot of her actions. But she is also yearning for that happiness and yearning for that success. She just doesn't know how to get there, and it makes for a very compelling read about a character who is very much trying to find her way in the world. And what she doesn't realize at the beginning, because nobody told her so, is that they would be wreaking more havoc than actually talking about history. Of course, that element brings a lot of conflict into the story and elevates the stakes not only for her but also for a lot of the side characters. And then we have Ethan, who is the male lead and the love interest, and I really do have to say he is one of my favorite characters, if not my favorite character. I think he has some of the best dialogue in this book and some of the best scenes. scenes, not only does his dialogue make you laugh, but also it makes you think. Ethan is black, so a lot of his dialogue and character arc centers around really important conversations and themes about the black experience in the United States and how the system does not benefit them, and how since a very young age they need to learn to manage themselves within this system that sometimes can be very corrupt and very unjust. And I think because of that, he is my favorite character in this book, because the way that the dialogue was written for his scenes and for his themes in particular was so well done that I just found myself nodding and highlighting those passages. We also have many side characters in this book. We have Anna, who's the president of the history club. We have Carlos, who is Sol's best friend. And these side characters really worked in bringing that comedic, bantery type of conversations and scenes that you guys know I personally really enjoy. And like I stated before, a lot of the themes talked about in this book were so important. We are talking about that immigrant experience and about systemic racism and how to manage yourself within that system. And another big topic tackled in this book was the topic of connections and how far along those connections can take you if you make them at the right time with the right people. And that is the main reason why a lot of these kids got involved into the history club, because they knew there were people who came out of this club who were well connected and who could help them progress in their careers. There were also some pretty cool and memorable quotes from the book. One of them was, "If you get possessed, I ain't saving you." I could. I've watched Supernatural. And then there's this quote for Ethan when he's talking to Sol and he tells her, "Happy for me? No, Sol. You need to be happy for you. But if I'm involved in the process of making you look less serious, I'll be glad to help along the way." And I really enjoyed how Ethan was constantly pushing Sol to love herself and to drop that self-deprecating, sarcastic humor that she constantly displayed in the novel. I enjoyed seeing a male lead who did that. And I think it's safe to say that the book has good representation. Sol, as a main character, alongside her parents, are all Latino, and then Ethan is black, and then we have Asian side characters as well as Latino side characters, and we also have LGBTQIA+ representation, specifically bisexual, lesbian, and transgender representation in this book. Overall, this was a really enjoyable book. Again, I read it in one sitting. It very much reads like a Wattpad book. If you know, you know. If you were a fan of After, or if you're a fan of The Kissing Booth, it very much read like that. It has a very distinct writing style to those types of stories. And again, if you were a fan of that, then you will very, very much enjoy this. Or if you're just a fan of contemporary coming-of-age stories with good representation, then this is definitely a book that you can pick up and try out. I personally ended up rating this book a 3 out of 5 stars, which is again very middle range. You should still pick it up. You should still give it a try, give it a nice read, and see what you think. I think the story had so much more to explore and develop that I wanted to see more, that I wanted to continue reading about these characters and their growth. And I think, again, like I talked about in my Furia book review, this book could use a little bit more length in order to explore some more of these themes and some more of these situations. But all in all, a really solid novel, a really good book that, again, I still think y'all should pick up and try out. Let me know down below if you'd ever heard about Historically Inaccurate, if you were looking forward to picking it up. If you have yet to subscribe to my channel, you can also do that down below for more bookish content. And again, I am doing my first live stream on reading sprints tonight. You can also follow me on all of my social medias, which are always linked down below. I have a Twitter, Instagram, Goodreads, and an Amazon wishlist in case you want to support me and my channel and gift me a book. I love you guys so much, and I will see you on the next one. Bye, guys.